I want you to reach into your bag and I want you to grab whatever oil you can find. Whether you're here or at home, grab an oil, share with a friend. I want you to put a few drops. Oh, see, this bottle of Balance didn't have a top on it. All right, hold on. All right, and I want you to do some deep breaths for me. If you ever get too much on your hands, just rub it on your arms. All right, let me grab my clicker. So you, by inhaling that oil, have just turned on digestion. Today we're going to talk about gut health. But first, you need to know, I don't know, is my gut healthy? Is it not healthy? So here's a few simple things that you can use to tell if you have a healthy gut. Do you have 2 bowel movements a day? And I like to say to my kids, mashed potatoes in an S-shaped formation. Serious, it works, right? You can all picture that. Okay, and the other thing is, do you experience no pain or bloating when eating the food that God made? Sometimes my teenage boys will say, Mom, my belly hurts, and I'll say, what'd you just eat? And they tell me, and I say, well, yeah, you should be experiencing pain after you ate that. All right, so this next slide, I want you to take a picture of this. When you get home, you can print this off, you can put this in your bathroom, or even better, on your refrigerator, and have discussions about this every night while you have dinner. All right? This is called the Bristol Stool Scale. This is a real thing, I did not make this up. And by this chart, you can know if you have healthy bowel movements. So type 3 or type 4 is what we're going for. Maybe it looks a little bit like corn on the cob or sausage. Rabbit droppings and gravy, no good. Okay? All right. Now, the reason we're talking about gut health is because it is the center of all health in the body. There are so many different organ systems in the body that are affected by the gut. I just read yesterday, they are now looking at a gut-eye axis, meaning what happens in your gut affects your eyes as well. So let's dig into these different body systems. Number 1 is cardiovascular. For example, the digestive system uses cholesterol in order to make bile. So if your digestive system is working right and you're making enough bile, it helps supports healthy cholesterol levels in the body. Blood pressure and overall heart health are also affected by the gut. Urinary system, this is a big one. If you want consistent urinary health, look to make your gut more healthier. There is also a gut-lung axis. The lungs actually have their own microbiome as well. But for ease of breathing, your gut health is going to impact the health of your lungs. Now, clear skin and freedom from occasional itching starts in the gut. The skin is a really great mirror to your overall health, the center of that being the gut. And so good gut health is going to give you healthy looking skin. The development and the response of the immune system also related to the gut. Gut bacteria stimulates the development of immune systems in the small intestine, and 70% of your immune system is created and housed here. A healthy gut microbiome helps the immune system respond to injury or infection without attacking healthy body tissue. Just like the lung gut axis, there's a brain gut axis. This is, I think, the one that we're most familiar with. Now, this happens through a wired and a wireless system. The wired system is the vagus nerve, and the wireless system are the neurotransmitters produced by the gut microbiome. Both the vagus nerve and the neurotransmitters focus on communication between the gut and the brain. The gut also produces and stores 95% of serotonin, as an example. Now, this goes both ways. Stress impacts the gut, but peace also impacts the gut. And vice versa, healthy food that we eat can help bring peace to the brain. Poor gut health can affect the inflammatory response, which can disrupt hormone-producing glands like ovaries, thyroid, and adrenals. This can lead to imbalance in hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Poor gut health increases the risk of estrogen-related health concerns in reproductive organs. Gut bacteria help to break down and eliminate hormones, especially estrogen, which helps to maintain a healthy balance. When the gut microbiome is disrupted, it can impair hormone metabolism, leading to imbalances. The composition of gut microbiota also has a significant role in regulating the body's sensitivity to insulin. Now, we're going to look at the outcome of two things that make up what we call gut health, and that is digestion and the microbiome. Digestion is the process of breaking down food into substances that we can use for energy, tissue growth, and repair. The microbiome is trillions of organisms that live in your GI tract. We always think of bacteria, however, this also includes viruses, fungi, and parasites as well. So let's start with digestion. There's 3 phases of digestion: cephalic, gastric, and intestinal. Cephalic is stimulated by the sight, the thought, the smell, the taste of food. This happens before we eat. Digestive juices are released before food enters the body. These experiences stimulate the vagus nerve, which sends messages to the stomach, that wired system we talked about. Now, so what inhibits cephalic digestion? Well, anything that stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight. Gastric digestion is stimulated by the distension or stretching of the stomach triggered by that vagus nerve again. Now, this can be inhibited again by the sympathetic nervous system. It's also inhibited by low stomach acid. Intestinal is started by food moving from the stomach into the duodenum and the duodenum stretching. And this will stimulate gallbladder and pancreas function. So, what are some things that we can do to aid in those phases of digestion? Well, the first one's cephalic. Anything that reduces stress or aids in feelings of safety. So we want to use oils with grounding and calming aromas, adaptive capsules or serenity soft gels, deep breathing, and choosing thoughts of safety, and having that mealtime experience of prayer, laughter, spending time with people that we love. That all helps us in digestion. Now, the second phase, gastric, we need to maintain enough acid for this. We also need to be in that rest and digest phase. So one of the things I like to recommend is MetaPower Recharge. The hydrochloric acid that we need in order to digest in our stomach requires electrolytes in order to be created. And so the electrolytes in MetaPower Recharge help our body create hydrochloric acid. I bet you didn't know TerraZyme also includes hydrochloric acid. So it's great for this phase of digestion as well as the third phase. And I love all of the Digest Zen oil blend, soft gels, and chewables, also great for this phase of digestion. Intestinal, enzymes, bacteria, fiber, and phages. We mentioned TerraZyme. We think of it normally great for this phase of digestion, also the one before. A note about fiber. We need fiber to feed the gut microbiome. If you start using fiber, and all of a sudden you're becoming more like rabbit pellets than the sausage or corn cob, all you need to do is drink more water. Don't stop with the fiber. We need it for the gut microbiome, but water can help a lot get you back to that nice stool that you're looking for. And then PB Restore and PB Assist, also great for this phase of digestion. A note about the new VMG. It was mentioned very briefly this morning that there are some probiotics in the VMG, and that is awesome. So exciting to me that these are 4 unique strains not found in other products. They exist in this product not to grow in our gut microbiome, but to support micronutrient absorption. All right, so we need to cultivate a wide array of microbes in our gut to make our microbiome more capable and resilient. Diversity in our microbiome declines as we age. It also declines when we eat a lot of processed foods. 75% of the world's food is generated from 12 plants and 5 animal species. That is not a lot of diversity. So this lack of diversity needs to be recovered, and the PB Restore and PB Assist are really great ways to continue to give diversity to our gut microbiome so we can have a healthy gut. doTERRA Probiome capsules specifically contain 24 probiotic strains from 22 species. Now, I often get asked, what do all these letters and numbers behind the bacterial strains mean? Well, that means that doTERRA has taken and used very specific strains that have been researched and have proven benefits. Along with prebiotics and postbiotics, I want you to take a look at these bacteriophages on the lower right-hand corner. Short-chain fatty acids, bioavailable vitamins and amino acids, peptides, enzymes, neurotransmitters like GABA, serotonin, dopamine. These are all examples of the metabolites that are replenished by the probiotic bacteria in your microbiome. So, do you need a calmer brain? The Lactobacillus brevis in Restore is proven to produce GABA as a postbiotic. When your good bacteria in your gut, particularly the Lactobacillus strains in the Restore, perform their own metabolism, they produce butyrate. Butyrate strengthens your gut barrier, it fuels the rest of your gut microbiome, and it acts as a fuel for your brain. So if you have brain fog, you need more lactobacillus. Well, as a nurse, we love case studies, so I've got a few for you. The first one is a 13-year-old boy. He has a history of various interventions, starting at age 2, and he needs support to focus at school. The specific need is to support his norepinephrine levels in the brain. We've talked a lot about neurotransmitters. Norepinephrine is a type of neurotransmitter. So, well, it's tempting to go right to the top of the pyramid. We always want to start with gut health, knowing that gut health impacts the brain, right? So we're going to do the foundational health system, which is VMG, the omegas, and PB Restore. We're going to add in the PB Assist Plus for specific gut strains, and we're going to add in fiber because we need to feed the bacteria. Now, if there's more room in his routine and there's more room in the budget, we can go up the next level to rest and manage stress. The Serenity combo is one of my absolute favorites. Not only is this going to help this boy get more sleep, more quality sleep, but it's going to potentially help him during the day to focus as well. Now, while we really like to use Intune and Thinker and tend to recommend those oils for focus-related issues, 13-year-old boys, they only like to smell like BO or Axe body spray. They don't like to smell like essential oils, right? So I am going to suggest peppermint beadlets. Supermint beadlets would also be a good option as well. But this is a really nice internal way for him to be able to use them at school, and that mint is going to bring more oxygen to his brain, more ability to focus at school without smelling crazy. All right, this next case study is a 49-year-old woman. She came to me complaining of feeling tired, hormone issues, and she's in that phase of life where she's launching teenagers and caring for her parents, and she said to me that she feels sad and unimportant. Now, I'm sure because of social media, she came to me thinking I was going to fix the hormones, right? Well, I dug in a little deeper, I asked some more questions, and it turns out she has a history of digestive issues. When I asked some more questions, she said she has one bowel movement a week. Ah! All right, so as much as she wants to work on a specific thing, we're gonna work on gut health because that's gonna be the foundation of everything. So we're gonna start with that foundational health system of VMG, the E Omega, and the PB Restore. Just like before, we're gonna add in the PB Assist Plus for the gut. We're gonna add in fiber to feed those bacteria. But with her, I'm also gonna add in the MetaPower Recharge, adding not only electrolytes to be able to hydrate her body and her cells, but help in that creation of hydrochloric acid. And we're gonna use Digest Zen soft gels. These are really great to help things move along. And again, move from rabbit pellets once a week to something more enjoyable. Let's face it, right? Okay, so again, if there's more room in the budget, room in the bandwidth of doing things, I like to add in Mito2 Max and basil. These two are so good for adrenals, for energy, for feeling like you can get the things done that you want to throughout the day and reduce your stress a little bit while you do it. Going up the wellness lifestyle pyramid to rest and manage stress, the emotional aromatherapy line is some of my favorite oils. Not only because they smell great, but because it gives people a chance to stop and think about, how do I feel? It brings this emotional awareness that we need at different times of our life. And last but not least, top of the pyramid, where maybe you're tempted to start, but I would encourage you not to, would be phytoestrogen and Claricalm. I love these two products, and I have begged doTERRA for years to let me teach you guys about phytoestrogen, but here we are talking about poop, okay? So, as much as you want to do that phytoestrogen first, let's get her pooping twice a day first, and then we can go there. Okay, so what about you? If I were up here talking about you, what would I say about you? Whether it would be your urinary system, your brain, your endocrine system, regardless of what your list would be up here, I want you to know that starting with gut health, taking that Bristol Stool Chart and hanging it up in your home and making it a source of conversation, that's gonna be the place to start to get the most benefit in all areas of your health. Thank you.